Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Social Monkey. What an absolute turbulent time in football we're going through at the moment. This historic announcement that the European Superleague has been signed by 12 clubs, 6 of which are in the Premier League. I'm sad to say that we are witnessing the death of English football. These money-grabbing whores at every club involved in English football, United, City, Liverpool, Spurs and Arsenal. I couldn't agree with Gary Neville and the football community. I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't. The hard work and dedication that the man behind me, here he is, get my fingers right, built at that club, the passion, determination that he put in to building what Manchester United is today. And not just him, you think of what the likes of Bill Shankly and the teams of old of Liverpool that achieved, what they achieved in European competitions and English competitions over the years. You think that what Arsene Wenger done for Arsenal for all of those years, not as star-studded as the other two that I've just mentioned, but fucking hell, Arsene Wenger changed the landscape of Premier League football for what it is today. And JP Morgan wants to go and throw billions at all of these clubs that feel that they're going to go into financial ruin. Well, I'm sorry that a lot of clubs have gone into financial ruin prior to this and took it on the chin and go, okay, we failed. You know, Leeds, prime example. Other clubs that you could mention across the board, Wimbledon, other ones, all financially just couldn't do it anymore. But because these American owners want to have the same style of franchise play they've got in America, like with the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, all of it, no one gets relegated. There's only one winner. After you've won the league, you've got to go and then do playoffs. Who in European and English football is going to subject themselves to watching this? You'll finish top of your group, 2 groups of 10 teams. You finish top of that group, don't mean fuck all. Don't mean nothing. Because then you go into the quarterfinals. The teams that finish 4th and 5th can then qualify for a quarterfinal from a playoff. So you could finish 5th in your group and still win the European Super League. What's the point? What is the actual point of that actually being a thing? Because I can't see it benefiting anyone other than the elites and people that are going to be watching these games. Because it's not going to be the average workers, the average people that have lived and breathed the club, who live locally, who have felt the support from these clubs over the years. And now that's going to be taken away because all of the money is going to be funneled into this European Super League. You honestly think that United and the rest of them are going to put strong teams out in the Premier League if they're allowed to stay in it? What's the point? You're going to earn, what, 100 million off the Premier League if you're lucky, if you win it? They're offering you billions over in the Super League. And what's even laughable is that half of the English clubs that have been put into it don't even deserve to be in it. And United are fucking one of them. Spurs, why? No, they don't deserve to be in it. United don't deserve to be in it. We haven't won fuck all in years, nor of Spurs, nor of Arsenal. So those 3, no. Chelsea, Liverpool, City, I could probably go, yeah, off you go, you know, have your cake and eat it, off you go. But no. You've also got AC Milan, haven't won fuck all in years in Italy. Juventus, obviously, they've been the champions for however long. Shrouded in scandal from obviously the match fixing before. So yeah, they're primed to go in that, aren't they? Yeah, that's a good one. Who else have we got in there as well? Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. The president of Real Madrid is going to be running the Super League. I don't know how more bent this league is going to be. Barcelona in financial ruin. Real Madrid feeling the pinch. JP Morgan's gone, oh, basically, I can just buy up European football. And that's what he's done. He's killed the European Cup. Europa League's going to be non-existent. Why the fuck they're having this Europa Conference League next year? That's beyond me. That's not going to work because of this Super League. I had choices as a child to pick a team. Okay, I could have picked West Ham. I could have picked Chelsea, Southend. Could have picked any of those teams. My old man said to me, United are your team, son. 5 years old, 1990. I wanted to support Aston Villa. You had the likes of Dean Saunders, Dalian Atkinson all up front for up front for Villa. Mark Bosnich, goalkeeper. Loved him as a goalkeeper. Even when he was at United, I loved it when he turned up there because I idolised him as a kid. The old man said, no, you support United. And how right he was. 25 to 30 years of glory and success. I've watched multiple teams. Never got to go to watch a game. I could never afford to go and watch one. I was never in a position to have the money to go to Old Trafford to go and watch a game. I wish I had, but I wouldn't go now. I will not support Manchester United while they're involved with this bunch of absolute cretins. Why? They've just pissed all over me. They're expecting fans to pay £70 for a shirt that hasn't won fuck all. If you win the Premier League and Champions League, I'd expect to pay £70 to £80 for a shirt. It's the most prestigious shirt that you could buy because these clubs earned the merit to be the best in Europe and the best in England. Liverpool, prime example. But then we finish 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. And our owners decide that they want us to pay top dollar for a shirt that means nothing. Means absolutely nothing. The investment has been poor. Players that we've purchased, most of them have gone back out. We've got stung with Schweinsteiger. We've got stung with Di Maria, Lukaku. That's just to name a few. Managers have been questionable at most. They've all had a little run at the trophy. Moyes won the Charity Shield. Van Gaal won the FA Cup, then got sacked ceremoniously afterwards. And he was right. If you go back and look at the interviews that Van Gaal had done over the years with United, he even mentions this Super League. He even mentions that how bad the Champions League is because it's not the best of the best. And nor is this Super League. It really isn't. And while I've been watching Man United all over these last 15 years, you see the decline of what the club really meant, where it was built from, where it come from railway men up in Manchester, hard-working men, working-class men, pulling together as a community to get this team off the ground. After the war, United was bombed. You know, we had to go and play at Main Road. And the city come together in Manchester, regardless of rivalries. The tragedy of '58 with the boys dying in coming back from a European clash. It's all going to mean nothing. Our ties to the European Cup, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, those three, that history is going to be wiped and erased. It will mean nothing. It will be like the Cup Winners' Cup. A figure of everyone's imagination. Because if this does go ahead, it's going to be the end. It really is. And that's why I'm considering supporting another Premier League club. I would want to be part of a loyal fan base and a loyal club that's going to look after its own. United used to be that. Liverpool used to be that. Not anymore. It's gone. It's gone. And I sincerely hope that all of the government officials that are scrutinising this at the moment follow through on promises. We ask a lot from the government. We barely get fuck all. But if there's one thing the British public can unite on, it's definitely football. Definitely. So I call Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer, and other representative MPs in the House of Commons to make sure that this is blocked, that this is stopped, that the elitism of football does not fall into the hands of more corrupt and overstated people that just think that because they've got the money, they can fucking have what they want. They can't. The English game is built on community. And you've got no community when it's only the big boys with all the money playing. None. Leicester being in the Champions League. Birmingham being in the Europa League from beating Arsenal in the Carabao Cup years ago. Those are what teams dream of. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're good enough on your day, you can make it. You can make it. If you've got the backing and if you've got the staff to support, no matter what tier of English football that you're in, that's why the FA Cup is so renowned around the world. Because one day you've got Solihull Moors or Concord Rangers playing Man United in the FA Cup. Southend, prime example. Arse end of the English Football League a few years back, beat Man United at Roots Hall. That's what football's really all about. Anyone can do it on their day. But now we're all going to have to sit and watch Man United, Barcelona every 3 weeks. You want to do that, just buy FIFA 21 and play it every day like that. Don't ruin our game just because you want to earn an extra few quid. People question FIFA and UEFA about their financial dealings. They put in billions to host tournaments. People take a few quid on the side, say it ain't so. It happens in every walk of life, in every sport, in every industry. There's always somebody getting a brown envelope handed to them so something goes their way. But with this just epitomises elitism in its worst possible way. Perez, president, Glazer, Henry and Kroenke are all on the board. And look at the clubs that they've been running. United pretty much run into the ground, had multiple profits every single year, and it doesn't go back in the club, it goes in the pockets of the owners. Same with Arsenal. Liverpool got out of jail. The first 2 Americans that come in nearly ruined the club. Henry's come in and steadied the ship and made sure you guys are European and Premier League champions. But again, that's not going to mean fuck all, is it? If we're expelled from the Premier League, all 6 clubs, Premier League titles mean anything anymore? Division 1 titles from the 80s and beyond, they mean anything? No, of course they don't. Because now money rules the world. And considering no one's got a fucking pot to piss in, everyone is struggling to get themselves back after this pandemic, the mental illnesses that people are suffering, the financial hardships that people are suffering. And just because this geezer has been sat on a few billion quid for the last couple of years, twiddling his bollocks, thinking he's what he's going to do with it, he's decided, I'm going to buy up fucking football. I'm going to make more money. How many of these people that run these clubs actually need more money? None of them do. They're all multi-billionaires. They've all got franchises out in America. And this is the reason why I'm contemplating not supporting United anymore, because it's not a team, it's a franchise now. It's like the WWE. It's like the NBA. It's going to be like that, where the passion, the joy, and the drama is taken out of football. Because what's it matter if you lose every week? You're still going to be there. All right, you're not going to have the greatest players at your team, but you're guaranteed 3.5 billion every year. That's why the Arsenal fan that I spoke to today was quite overjoyed. He said, oh yeah, but think it's going to be like the Champions League, but just in a different format. No, it's not. Different teams can qualify for the Champions League every single year. If you've got 15 teams that are the same every single year, and then you've got 5 qualifying teams that are going to try and get into that, who's to say that these 5 qualifying teams even want to be part of this piss poor league? You imagine winning the Champions League, right? And then you get an invitation from the American billionaires and say, oh, come and join the Euro League. You won the Champions League last year. We want you in. All right, they're in. So then what happens? The end of the season, do they go down? Do they only stay in it for a season? Is it just a money-making ploy for a team to get in it for one season and then they drop back out of it again? But then how's that going to work if they get chucked out of the league that they're in? So, for example, PSG finally win the Champions League and then they decide to join the Euro League, they won't have an opportunity to defend it. Same with City. They're in a pinnacle point of their history where they're on the cusp of winning the Champions League. I hate to say it because I don't want City winning it. They're the main reason why money's ruining the game. Getting away with financial irregularities. All right, it might not be proven, but from the eye of the beholder, it's pretty obvious that they've been able to do pretty much what they've wanted. They've changed the landscape and infrastructure at City. It looks amazing over there. It looks brilliant. You can't fault the owners at City for what they've done for the infrastructure of Manchester in and around the ground. Training facilities, obviously the community work that they've done as well, helping the kids. That feels like that's just been, okay, we've done our bit there. They've all got what they wanted. We're now going to get some of our money back. People will not pay subscriptions to watch this Euro League. They won't. I won't. It's bad enough trying to pay for Sky and BT Sport and how much you have to pay for that. You expect Sky and BT Sport to be paying for that as well. That's not going to happen. The money that's going to go into the Premier Leagues is going to suffer because TV rights are going to be predominantly towards this. And I just hope it dies on its arse. I hope everybody just stands up and goes, no, bollocks. And that's why I'm hoping all of the governments around Europe are just going to say no to this. Say, no, this is American franchise. This isn't European football. This isn't what the football community want. It really isn't. So I'll stand by what I say is that I will not partake in any Manchester United activity. I've deleted the app. I've taken them off my Facebook page. I won't be buying any merchandise or shirts from them anytime soon until the Glazers are gone, until we're not in this league. I won't do it. People might think I'm overreacting. I'm not. Now, the clubs of people who support so-called lesser clubs, you think of these poor West Ham fans on the cusp of something historic in their history of actually qualifying for the first ever time, the proper European Cup Champions League. It's not going to mean anything anymore. It's going to be dead. You think what Leicester have done? Leicester, if we have to break away from this as fans of Manchester United and the rest of them, I expect Leicester to become the poster boys of the Premier League, because I think that that's the last greatest moment that we can hold on to from the Premier League. United's history will be there forever. That's never going to change, but it's not going to mean too much. But what Leicester did epitomises what English football and the Premier League is all about. What teams do in the Championship. Some of the games in the Championship, I watched Stephen Howson the other day, and he was bang on the Stretford on the paddock. The Championship game playoff final at Wembley just means so much to so many people. And again, that's not going to mean anything anymore, is it? We could end up having 6 teams promoted from the Championship next year. I mean, that's great for those guys, but they're not going to be playing Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, etc. They're not going to do it. And it's all because of money. They'll deny that one of them come out. I've been watching so many reports. I was up so late last night watching all of the fan reactions, and none of it's positive. None of it. I was scrolling through all the different fan channels of United, Liverpool, Arsenal. I was scrolling through them all. Even the Italians. I had to put a translator on to listen to an Italian one, and they're not happy about it. The ones that I watched. So how this is going to go through, I can't see it. But if it does, that's the end of Manchester United as a football club. Welcome to the franchise. Sound familiar? WWE and WWF, WCW fans will know the franchise, or is it the franchise? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Sting. The franchise. That's what we're all going to be. Arsenal don't deserve a pot of pissing. Barely got a point against Fulham, and they want to play fucking Real Madrid every week. No chance. Man United slipping up at home how many times this year, and they want to play Barcelona every week. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. I just want the football community to actually take this seriously and realise that English players may not be able to play in the World Cup. English players might not be able to play in the Champions League. English players might. There's going to be so many restrictions. There's going to be so many legal loopholes. There's going to be stuff in the courts, the Court of Arbitration for Sport. All of those people are going to be getting involved. There's going to be fines. There's going to be FIFA or UEFA. It's all going to be a complete fucking mess because these wankers want to earn a few more quid. And I guarantee there's due to the financial circumstances of the pandemic, you lot don't even know what struggles people have been going through in the pandemic. You don't even come out. You're faceless people. Exactly what Gary Neville said yesterday. Faceless people that barely put their eyes above the parapet. He's absolutely bang on. I couldn't agree with him more. Dock them the points, chuck them out of the European competitions and go, you want to go? Off you fucking pop. See you later. Thanks very much for your time, but we've got actual teams that want to compete competitively in a real league, not a fucking money-making scam, which this fucking is. And I'm sorry to keep swearing, but I'm so passionate about this. It's actually, I went to bed angry last night and I've woken up angry, pissed off. People might say, oh, you're ranting, you're overreacting. I don't care. I love football so much. I'm so engrossed into everything that's relating to football. And this is just this. It feels like I'm sat in the bottom of a toilet bowl, and there's a geezer that's just eaten a vindaloo, and my mouth's open, and I'm looking up, looking at basically shit going to be falling down upon me. It is absolutely disgusting. You think that what's going to happen? These two groups of 10 midweek. So you're going to have the Premier League, yeah, Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Super League. That's going to be like 60, 70 games for some of these clubs. The squad sizes are going to have to be huge. Are we going to have a squad for the Euro League? Are we going to have a squad for the Premier League? You're not going to be able to play in both. So does that mean that you're going to have two separate sides? So you're going to have basically a different Manchester United team in the Euro League. And what's even funnier is that they're going to be doing this to the women as well. The women's game is literally on the cusp of fucking exploding. There are some absolute talents in women's football at the moment. If you haven't watched any of the United women's games or Arsenal or City, go and have a look. Women's football is coming on leaps and bounds, and this could kill it instantly. This could kill it instantly. You know, you've got the likes of that the American women's captain saying that she wants to be paid more or the same as the male counterparts. Now, I'm all for making sure that there's equality where it's needed, but the women's game hasn't reached the male level yet. You might be successful in your group, but let's be honest. If this takes hold in the Americanized way, we are basically going to have every team is going to get paid 3.5 billion, and they're going to go, right, we're going to have a draft. We're going to do this. All of that money, you're going to pay your players, but this is your team. You won't even, I guarantee, you won't even be able to pick half the players that you want. It is such a sham and shit show. You can pick so many holes in this setup that they want to do. Pick so many holes. Going back to the 5 teams that are coming up, who's going to go back down? They've already said that they're not going to relegate. You see, predominantly, you're going to be in it for a season and then chuck back out again, because the teams previous that have done well, that have won trophies in their respective leagues, are going to want to be in this as well. So the only way around it is by everybody just saying, no thanks. You can stay over there. And you know what I'd like them to do? I'll just, like they do with the World Series of baseball, just take it to America. Just take it over there. You want to keep the names of the teams, you've bought the clubs, then you take your clubs over to America and you play it the way you fucking want. Because we don't want it this way. We don't want it. Nobody does. Nobody wants it this way. I'm just so hurt. I was lost for words last night. Just looking at the pure horror of every single football fan live on YouTube watching this fucking shit show. I was lost for words. And all right, I might be the only one in my circle of friends that's probably shouting the loudest about this, but I honestly feel that football fans all need to get onto the backs of their clubs that they support. If you support Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, City, United, if you support these clubs, email them, harass them, tell them that they're doing the wrong thing, tell them that they're taking away our game, that it's not for their benefit and profit, it's for the fans. There's a reason why there's 75,000 seats at Old Trafford, because 75,000 people every week go and watch the game. It's not just about your faceless attitude of how much profit you can make and how much you can milk out of a fucking fan. You want to do that? Piss off back to America and do it over there. Because you've been robbing the American people of an actual legitimate sporting system for fucking years. All of these basketball teams that don't even win anything. I think there's what is it? Is it the Chicago Bears? I don't think they've ever been to a Super Bowl final, but they're a multi-million-pound franchise. How the fuck does that work? It don't, does it? It's ridiculous. You might as well just say, all right, Burnley, in you come. Why not? Fuck it. Southend, they're nearly in financial ruin. Throw Southend in there for a laugh. Give them fucking 3.5 billion. Rejuvenate Southend Central. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous, disgusting, immoral, and it's just stinks of elitism. Just stinks of it. Absolutely stinks of it. And to be honest, I don't know where I'm going to go with football now. I really don't. My wife says, "Well, who are you going to support now then?" I said, "I don't know. I really don't know. I might just be one of those guys that just, like Martin Tyler, I think he said that he doesn't have a specific team. He just loves the game. And I might have to be that type of fan and not have a club anymore and just hold on to the precious memories of what Manchester United gave me over the last 25 years. That's all I can hope for. And I call out to everybody, any realistic football fan that supports these clubs going into this European Super League, call your club out. Boycott the game. Boycott the merchandise. We don't want this. It's fine the way it is. It doesn't need to be changed. So please, Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer and the UK government, make sure you put legislation in place to stop this happening. Back Gary Neville's initiative to have regulated bodies to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen. He's invested millions into Salford. Millions. Not just him, the other boys of Class of 92. And do you know what? It might be that club I'll end up supporting. I might just go over to Salford and go, yep, that's my team now. Because I know that the owners, even though they're ruthless with their management, have got the ideals of the club at heart. And they know how a football club should be run. They witnessed it by the greatest ever football manager that's ever lived. And how he structured the club and how he wanted to move the club forward. And Salford are the prime example of that. They were literally in non-league football only 3 or 4 years ago. And look where they are now. They're only 3 promotions from the Premier League. So what does that mean for them? If they were to get to the Premier League, that's, it's sort of tarnishing what the Premier League is. The greatest league in the world. That's the reason why other countries pay millions to actually fucking watch it. But for some reason, because Florentino Perez wants to earn a few more quid, he's basically gone to the Americans. Well, oh, come on. I feel like I'm the only bent geezer in here. Who wants to join in? Kroenke, your team ain't winning nothing. Fancy a few quid? Over you come. Glazers, you've lost millions, supposedly, at Man United because you haven't won anything. Come on over. Abramovich, you love a few quid. Over you come. Daniel Levy, he loves a few quid. Over you come. I don't know why City are even in it. It's not as if they need the fucking money, is it? Let's be honest. It feels like the death of football to me, because if they stop players playing in the Europa League, Champions League, you've got the Euros coming up, you've got the World Cup next year in Qatar. I mean, what's going to happen there? They want to start the season in August. I think the World Cup's starting in December. So how are you going to play? How are you going to play that European Super League while World Cup's on? Have they even thought of that? No, because they don't care. They do not care about us. They do not care about the heritage of English football. All they care about is their fucking bank balance. All right? So all of you who love football as much as I do, whether you're a team that's part of this or a team that's not, get behind the fact that we do not want this Super League a part of English football at all. Rest of Europe want to fuck off and play it, that's up to them. But I just hope sincerely that people get behind this and stop it in its tracks before it's too late. I'm the Social Monkey. Have yourselves a good day. It's only Monday. Let's hope it gets better. Take care, everybody.